Hey everyone, welcome to another session of our high level masterclass where we bring in top experts to teach us something really cool. Today I have Dominique Fraser, and if you hadn't had a chance to listen to our podcast we did, I want to say several months ago, we talked about high ticket sales and she shared a ton of insights. And if you don't know much about Dominique, I'll tell you, she's in the world of helping online entrepreneurs build a powerful offer and attract a steady supply of clients willing to pay 5 to 6 figures to work with them. As one of the pioneers in the digital economy back from 2010, Dominic is an entrepreneur, author, speaker, investor, and has a ton of publications as well with over 80,000 followers. And she's a pretty big figure, in my opinion, in our high level world when it comes to high ticket sales. And I asked her, hey, let's jump in and do a master class. Dominic, welcome in. Thanks for saying yes to us.
Yes, I'm very excited. I have something great to share with you.
Awesome. So help us understand your story in case if somebody's watching and they didn't get a chance to watch the podcast we did. And there's a lot of people that are watching that are not part of the high level family yet. So maybe share a little bit about how you found high level and your story in high level, as well as your digital entrepreneurial journey.
Yes, absolutely. So actually, what I'm about to show you today, it all started back before COVID happened. And what I realized at that time is I was all over the place. I have been selling online since 2010, and what's happening, and I think it's happening with a lot of entrepreneurs online, eventually you're creating a lot of content, like in social media, but you're creating also a lot of trainings, a lot of, ways to attract clients. Eventually, you have different offers at different pricing, and you're kind of all over the place, but not making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And also the other problem that I had, it was that, as you can actually hear, I'm a French Canadian. So the French speaking market in Canada is super small. We are like 8 million people living in the French part of Canada. So you can imagine that the online business owners is a very like tiny part of this market. So back just before the COVID, I was exhausted trying to, do everything at once in my business and selling all those offers. And also it was costing me a lot of money for all the tools I was using. Like the I kind of actually tried it all. Everything that went out, Kartra, ClickFunnels, Kajabi, like Calendly, name it. I tried everything. And I remember at that time too, I was spending maybe 1,500 per month to get all those tools, working together. And so the first thing that I did back in those days, I didn't know about high level yet. So the first thing that I did was to decided to remove all of my offers and really focus my energy on selling a 25K offer. That's it. And this is actually when I actually finally reached the revenue goals that I set myself for many years. And then I continued, like selling this, what I call a first class offer. I love to call it the first class offer. And when I finally, realized that it was finally possible to find one tool that could actually replace all of those different, you know, uh, apps talking to each other with Zapier. And I could replace all of this with high level. It was for me like a game changer. And this is a little bit what I'm about to share today is what I'm selling exactly, how I'm selling it, and how I'm using actually high level to leverage my sales system and simplify everything while attracting a lot more high paying clients that I never attracted as many clients that right now with all of with high level actually.
Which is amazing. And those of you that are watching, I can tell you right out of the gate, when we tell you Dominic is selling XYZ or any for any segment actually, The results that we're talking about are extraordinary results, right? Don't assume that you can watch this and go make a bunch of money. What we want to do is share from our experiences, share from our stories of the hard work and, things that led to some of these results and even other people's results. So take everything for a grain of salt. We're not, making any claims that you're going to be able to go print a bunch of cash tomorrow, but we're going to share the strategies of what we did essentially as entrepreneurs, and Dominic specifically, she's going to talk about the foundation that she built to get to those levels. And, we'll get right into it. So, Dominic, if you want to share your screen and keep our conversation a bit more organized, you feel free to do so. And let's dive right into the masterclass.
Wonderful. This is true that all the numbers that I put there, for sure, it's because I'm talking about the offer that I'm currently selling, but you can actually replace the pricing with any offers that you're selling at, already. Because some people have, high ticket offers at 3K, 5K, 15, even six figure. So let's share my screen now. Okay, so today I will talk to you about the 7 step to close over $50,000 to $300,000 with a 90 minutes very intimate masterclass with only 15 to 25 attendees, and also with the help of HighLevel. So like I said, those numbers are mine because like you said, like we know a 25K offer, if you actually sign 2 contracts, you're already reaching that kind of level. Okay, so, and for me, it was the simplest and fastest way to propel my business with the help of HighLevel. Okay. Oh, by the way, by the end of this presentation, everything that I'm showing you today will be available for you. So if you're watching this until the end, you will get access to my free snapshot that helps me actually propel my business.
That reminds me, Dominic. So those of you that are watching, if you don't have a high level account, in the description, there is an option for a trial, and you do get affiliated to Dominique herself, and you get resources from her as well. So in case if you are on the fence on high level, this is a perfect masterclass to take advantage of the resources that we're going to provide as part of this masterclass, and you won't be able to find it anywhere else. But yes, great reminder. I forget that sometimes I have to tell them we have an offer.
Yeah, and actually, I really love that training that I'm about to share. And what I did is I put some like little square insights there so people can see what part of HighLevel they can use, to do what. Okay.
Perfect.
I would like to start, this presentation with actually a few stats. Okay. Um, did you know that many agencies, coaches, consultant, expert, and course creator will often target the same audience? And when they aim for B2B or C2B, B2C markets, okay, they will frequently focus on small businesses earning under 6 figure, and also the general masses, depending on what they're selling. But I would like to break down a little bit those markets, and you will actually understand why now I'm focusing my energy, and I'm helping also, all of my clients do the same with first class offer. Because maybe 60%, okay, of the super small business owner, and inside of this, it's also solo entrepreneurs. Okay, so people who are working alone, they don't necessarily, maybe they have 1 or 2 VAs, but mainly they don't have employees, will earn under 6 figure. 20% will earn in between, like they will start making a little bit more than 6 figures, like multiple 6 figures. And 90%, or actually 20%, 21% here. Actually, I have 1% more than 100. I just realized that. Have actually $250,000 or more that in earnings in their business. Okay. So what it says to us is actually 80% of small business are on average under $250,000, and 20% are over that line. Okay. Same thing with the mass market. Okay. 30% often they don't even know you exist. They're not interested at all with what you have to offer. 30% don't think about being interested. 30%, another 30% are not thinking about it. Maybe they could need your offer, product slash app, okay, whatever you're selling. They could maybe want it, but they're not thinking about it right now. But the most important stats here is the 7 and the 3%. 7% might be open to purchase, and 3% are already looking for what you have to purchase, whatever it is. You know, I don't remember his name, but someone actually did like a little survey, actually multiple surveys, with different, you know, groups of people, like 500 people, 1,000 people. And every time he will ask, okay, who's looking to buy a car here? Boom, 3% of the room was raised their hand. Who's right now looking for a new perfume? Boom, 3%. So he realized that those stats were kind of following, you know, whatever you're selling, you should always have like a 3% of people that are already looking for the solution you are providing. Okay. But why focus on the 80% that everyone else is targeting when you could actually target the 20%? You know, those clients ready to buy, willing to pay a premium. Because if we're coming back to the small business owners, the ones making, you know, over that kind of income, what do they need? They need a system like HighLevel. They need coaches, business coaches, life coaches, mindset coaches. They need social media team. They need ads team. They need an agency to help them. You know, they need a bunch of things. And the good news is they do have money in their business enough to pay for what you can provide. Okay, so that was a little bit of a stats that I wanted to share with you. And what I love about those 20% of buyers is they usually be actively seeking for solution, and their level of awareness is super high. So they make decision quickly. They don't need to be chased or convinced. They don't need to be sold to. They love to buy because they need it. You know, if I need someone to, I don't know, create pictures of me for my content, my social media, I will find someone, I will pay, and I will be happy with my purchase and my investment, right? So that's the same thing for them. So they love to buy, and they're already searching for you. They just don't know you yet. So you need to make it easy for them to find you. And this is actually what I will show you today. Okay, I will show you what I'm calling the first class masterclass approach. So what is this? You know, there's a lot of people that love to, there's so many strategies out there. And, you know, like 5-day challenges. Take a book, like create like a funnel with a book funnels, lead magnets. You can have groups too, free groups, pay groups, cold outbound marketing, inbound marketing, social media, just like, I don't know if you saw, but these days, like people are using like TikTok and Instagram. They will actually put a lot of text in the caption with a 10-second video that will roll over, and then boom, it will go viral. Okay, so those tactics are changing all the time. Okay, so like right now, I just named what's working now, but maybe in 5 years from now, we don't know what will be working, right? But what is great is the first class masterclass approach, you can extend your funnel with it. So you can use whatever, you know, approach you're already using that's working. And then boom, you can use what I'm about to tell you today to extend your challenge. Okay. And bring in a little bit more money, you know, after you already maybe sold some, you know, some of your offers. Okay. It can also allow you to make millions in sales with a super high ticket offers, you know, depending on what kind of offer you're selling. So I made some, I think I actually talked about all of this. Great. Oh, by the way, also what I love about the first class masterclass is a good reopening. You can reopen a conversation with that. Like, hey, by the way, I'm giving this intimate masterclass next week. Would you like to join in? You know, because if you're doing some setting or you have setters, or you're reaching out to people, it's nice to have something to tell them, hey, by the way, I have something new to offer. Or it can also work super well with JVs. Hey, my good friend is offering this invite-only masterclass, blah, 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 blah. Come and join us.
So it seems like there's a
Also,
lot of benefits to creating a first class educational offer, basically, right?
mm,
And it's
yeah, absolutely.
the intimate setting, 10, 15 people, and you have a conversational piece, you have an opportunity to bring in other partners, you create a FOMO kind of a feel, right? It's like they feel like they're missing out on something. But what you're saying is creating that educational environment, whether it's a master class or whatnot, um, allows you to eventually talk to leads that are much more educated in your products and service.
Yes, because I saw it works like in different level. Like for an example, I have one of the case study, one of my clients, he already had like a paid group. So people will pay, $97 per month. He had, I think, 312 people in his group when we started working together. So people were already paying like kind of 100 per month. And it was not sure, maybe those people, it's not expensive. The group is not expensive. So why or how some people in that group could afford to boom, uh, you know, uh, purchase a 25K offer after that. And it actually works because why? Because there's always people who wants more. And if you have a solution that's worth it, for sure, we don't want to sell something super expensive and people are getting nothing from it. Okay, it needs to, the person who will purchase a 25K offer really needs to get, money from their investment. Maybe not money, but results, solutions from their investment. It needs to worth it. Okay. And what is interesting also is, again, that approach I'm about to show you, you can actually apply it to any level of offer, but for sure, if you already have an offer, like a low ticket offer, and you want to create like a, a bigger offer, and it's the first time you're starting to selling it, maybe this approach will actually be really useful.
Okay, got it.
Because actually, it's not like a normal webinar, and this is how I invented that kind of technique, that approach, is because I used to create a lot of webinar back in 2014, 16. We were passing some ads and then bringing like 300 people in a room or in a list, and then 30% will show up. And then over like maybe 100 people, maybe 25% would book a call, and eventually 10% maybe, or probably more than that, would purchase, like 17, 24% would purchase. So it's kind of 10% of
So,
the people who
so
would.
how is the masterclass experience different than the webinar, automated webinar, or like live webinars? What's the difference?
Okay, for me, the first class masterclass is, first thing, you actually, and this is what I'm about to show you, you attract just a small amount of people. It needs to be a small room. I tend to like rooms in between 15 people, 25 people. And the magic here, I will show you how you're making sure to have a 90% show up rate. Okay, I'm explaining to it about it like later. And after, 100% of those people that will show up should actually book maybe a call with you, like a follow-up calls. It's not necessarily a sales call. It's more like a follow-up call. You will see why in a few minutes. And
Okay.
what is great is those intimate rooms, even if the people didn't know you, like just before registering, they are converting at 30, 50%.
Hmm.
And I saw that not only for me, but all of my clients. Nobody sold under 30% so far with that approach. I saw people sold even like 80% of the room.
And these are not automated, they're live.
Yes, but you can automate them after. It's a
Okay.
little bit like it's nice to do it live until you have
Okay.
nailed your presentation.
Yeah.
And you can actually, I'm using one of my presentation right now in Evergreen, and it works super well.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
so here's the seventh key, the 7 steps. Okay, so the first step, and what I love to do with that approach is to start it like simple. Let's just maybe do like a post in your social media. If you are active in social media, you can just post one time. Okay, like join me for my intimate masterclass, only 25 people. By the way, I will teach you this. You put your own, catchy phrase, and then drop something under, the post, and I will actually, send you the link to register. Okay. What I love here too is now in HighLevel, you can actually use the automated comment reply. So you can actually create a workflow with that. Okay. So that's the first step. Super simple. Use your social media, use people who are already there. There is like a high ticket first class clients inside of your actual network. Okay. Second step. So that's the first step. Oh, by the way, if you have a list, email your list. It's the same thing. If you have a list, if you are active in a group, so you just share like a first, a little invite, and that's it. Very simple. After that, you want to see who raised their hand, who will be like very curious and eager to attend. And you need, though, to be very like selective. You want people to meet some requirements to attend. You will see like maybe 40, 50, that kind of post. Sometimes I get like 300. If I'm posting in groups that are very active, I can have 300 people saying, yes, yes, me. Okay. But I don't want to get those 300 people in the masterclass. I just want the 25 that will represent actually the person I think are a good fit with my offer. So we need to be super, selective. And this is why I will very quickly ask people a few questions. I have a script, by the way, that I'm using. My setters are using too. So we are asking the person, okay, are you available to answer 3 questions? No more than three questions. And then we are selecting people. And what I love, again, with HighLevel, it's great because we can follow the lead. Once a lead says, yeah, I'm interested, they are in our CRM, and we can follow the conversation with them. Okay, so and for sure apply opportunities, also follow the opportunities. Because what I realize is some people will stop at the questions, they will not answer the questions. So that's good, because you, as a mentor, what I want are clients that are coachable. So if people are not available and they cannot even like take some time to answer a few questions, probably they don't have time to hire me either. Okay, so it's naturally select people and remove, and some people will answer my questions and they will tell me, oh yeah, I'm a startup, I just started 2 months ago. So for me, it's a no. I'm not working with people that are beginners. So boom, I will just tell them, you know what, I know someone though that could help you, and then I will transfer them to somebody else. So this is with a conversation that we will be super selective. Okay. Once we know that in front of us, we have someone super interested, they are available, they are answering willingly all the questions, and like the conversation is nice. We can already starting to see how we can help this person. Now we want to make sure this person will commit to be attending. So it's very important to make sure that it's not a regular, so people knows that it's not a regular webinar. This is not a place where you can show up or not and then receive the replay. No. It's a masterclass. And I love to actually create 90 minutes masterclass. And I will tell people, it's not some webinars where I will be presenting myself for 20 minutes and give you a few why and then pitch you something for 20 minutes again. No. It's a presentation where I will be teaching stuff. You will be like, exiting this masterclass with actionable stuff, that you can already implement in your business. Okay. And, this is something very important, because my masterclasses, this is something I have a lot of people that will not necessarily purchase my offer, but will come back to me a few weeks later and tell me, you know what, I increased my pricing thanks to you. They didn't pay me. And you know what? I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I get some people that wants more, that will purchase what I have to offer, and other people that will just be there interacting with me. They will actually get value and integrate what they will be learning with me, in their business. And at the end of the day, we are all doing what we're doing. Why? To help people, you know? So this is why that I will always confirm all the attendees 48 hours before the event. And I want a sound like a yes, yes, I'll be there. Yes, I booked like 90 minutes, 2 hours of my time
And
for
is
you.
this all automated as well? Like they're getting voice drops or manual
Yeah, yeah,
calling?
it's all animated. It was not animated at first, and then with all the workflows and HighLevel magic, now it's all automated, and it feels like it's not, and that's what is beautiful. So people will answer, the message, the SMS, and this is what it's great. We can send them like messages on different, platforms, like by email, by SMS, on social media directly. So we'll always like answer to them where they actually was already active. So people will actually answer to us and confirm. If they're not confirming, we're removing them from the call. So they will not get the link. The link is just sent like last minute and there's no reply. Okay, they're reply, not reply, but replay.
Got it.
So we're working with the workflows, and we automate also all the reminder sequences. Okay. After that, books. Oh yeah. Before the masterclass. Before the masterclass, you want to book the strategy call. I love to call it like the follow-up calls, because like I said, this is not a sales call. I used to have a script and do strategy calls and then convince people to buy like in 45 minutes. But now I don't need that anymore. Why? Because the masterclass, the way we're actually crafting the masterclass, because we're teaching real stuff, and people are starting to like create homework, and they're starting the transformation I want them to have. Okay. And because of that, like buying become like just it becomes natural to buy after that if they want more, for sure. Okay, so I will always book like the follow-up call. So, hey, make sure to actually be there for the masterclass, do your homework, and let's talk afterward. Okay, so it means that instead of creating like a webinar and saying to people at the end, hey, by the way, if you want to meet me, please click the link, and book the call in the calendar. My calendar is already all booked. 100% of the people that will show up will actually be meet after. And if they don't show up during, the masterclass, I will remove them from my, schedule, and will rebook them on the next masterclass, because it's very, very important. It's part of the transformation. And during the masterclass, I'm addressing, by the way, like all the false belief. Sometimes I will ask people again, because my offer is how to create like a 25K offer. I will ask people, hey, by the way, do you think you could sell a 25K offer like tomorrow? And some people will raise their hand, say yes. And a lot of people will say, oh, no, 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 you're crazy. Nobody will buy me at that price. But what is interesting is I'm addressing all those false beliefs, and I'm proving to them that maybe they think it's wrong, what they think. So at the end of the presentation, I'm asking the same question, and then all the hands are raised now. And they're like, yeah, I'm quite sure that with the good offer, the good audience, and the good strategy, I could. So this is great, because we're working a lot with, like I said, your personal belief, false belief, objections that you're used to have, when you're selling a high ticket offer. Now you can put all of this inside of your 90 minutes, 2 hour presentation,
Yeah.
because you have time to do it.
And just for context, what kind of customers do you work with in general? Coaches, consultants, kind of a
Yeah,
scenario?
mainly I work with actually B2B coaches, consultant and service providers and course creators, B2B,
Got
like
it.
they will serve business also.
Okay,
This
got it.
is my favorite ones. Is because also this is where my expertise is,
Got it.
how
And
to attract.
what do they get typically? Like what kind of ranges of products or services do they get for 25 grand or 50 grand or whatnot?
Actually, we have like a different way to give the same offer.
Okay.
So I have the same offer because I'm reviewing people offer, mission, persona, and I'm also trust strategies. Okay, and I'm helping them automate their client acquisition,
So you're
high paying
positioning
client acquisition.
So
Hmm?
basically, you're positioning yourself as like a CMO almost of the business. Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But people can hire me for a VIP day, or they can join us in Dubai in a month for an intensive week where we'll actually, see go through the same process. So it's the
Gotcha.
same offer but different format.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah. Okay, good. So, by the way, when you are creating, I just put a little trick here, magic trick. In HighLevel again, when you will be creating your calendar to meet with people, it's a good idea to create right away a round robin, even if it's just your name there. Why? Because eventually, if you want to scale your business and you want to replace yourself, maybe because eventually when you're creating like the same masterclass again and again and again and again, and eventually you have a script, somebody else can give the same masterclass. And you can have a team of setters and a team of closers. Okay. This is why actually we systemized everything, because now it's kind of big time scalable. By the way, 40 times 25, it's more than $1 million. So if you're just selling one clients per week, boom, there is seven figures. And if you sell 8 now, it's 8 figures that you're hitting at the end of the year. Okay, so putting like the calendar in round robin is just like remove all headaches when you are starting to remove yourself from like the operation, and you're starting to bring some team members there. Okay, personalize the presentation. You remember I told you that we need to qualify people and ask them a few questions, okay, before agreeing to have them in our masterclass. There's a purpose to this too. It's yes to qualify people, but second, now I know a little bit more about the people. Okay. My questions are like, I can see what is the where the person is struggling, and I can see because I only have 15-25 people that will attend my masterclass. I have time to visit their website, visit their funnel, see their offer. So it kind of gives me an idea of who I have in front of me.
Hmm.
So I can actually know, I will probably know their objections, fears, false belief, and I will be able to interact with them. Because when I was doing like back a few years back, when I was doing like a lot of webinars, what I realized is it was always the people interacting in the chat that were buyers at the end. Often the people like asking you questions, interacting, saying yeah, yeah, yeah all the time, they will be the one buying at the end of the webinar. But you know what I realized, Paulson, is if those 15 people, 25 people in front of you are all interacting with you, you have more chance that they will buy. So you can actually force them to interact with you just by actually maybe just telling their name or opening their microphone, having everybody present themselves at the beginning of the presentation. It's more intimate. We have time to do that. We have time to create a bond in between you, the audience, but also in between that people that are in the room. By the way, I'm not using webinars tools to create those masterclass. I'm using like a Zoom meeting, a Meet meeting, where everybody can interact together and see each other. So I'm not just the only one in this like central of attention. Like we are a group exchanging together. And
You start building like a culture almost.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And what is important is very pertinent because all the information that I get from those attendees are available in my CRM. It's super easy to just put them, if they're not purchasing, no problem at all. But I can put them on like a follow-up sequence. Because sometimes, and especially when you're selling a 25K offer, for sure, like some people, they would like to buy, they just don't have the money. So it's important to have this follow-up sequence that you can activate. So eventually, maybe in 3 months, maybe even in 2 years, they will be ready to buy them. Number 6 now, give attendees homework. This is something that really changed for me because what I love about the homework is this is something that you can actually start the follow-up meeting with them by talking about the homework. Hey, what was your biggest insight during the presentation? Did you change something since you saw the masterclass? Most of people are saying yes. Oh yeah, I already increased that pricing, or I already stopped, selling that offer that anyway was not selling, you know. And just yesterday I was talking to someone that he saw the masterclass I think 3 days before, and he told me during the masterclass, oh, in 1 year from now, I would like to have a team. And then yesterday I talked to this person and saying, hey, you know what? I already hired 2 person. And I was like, what? So this is good because you want this effect on people. You want this masterclass to be unique. I think everybody who have, clients in consulting, coaching, or they're teaching something, they will agree that when they're teaching their best materials, people are reacting to it. They are super happy. They're like, oh my God, it changed my life. So imagine now that you can have this effect just before the person purchase.
I love that.
Uh,
I think the bigger play that a lot of people don't see is how many warm leads you create over a 90 to 6 month span, even if they don't make the purchase on the master class, right? You have someone who's very you know, indoctrinated in a way, right? Or they're just very much like looped into your ecosystem and they follow you for a couple of months or weeks. And typically, I'm sure sales will come out of it even after the master class.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm always happy, when I'm receiving a call and the person is like, okay, let's go, I'm in. And you're like, who are you? And they have been following you for like many months or many years sometimes. Like, and they were all quiet.
Yeah.
And then, but they were following. They were
Yep.
putting in place some, they were like looking at all the reels, all
Yeah.
the YouTube,
They're
and
well
putting in place.
educated about your offer.
Yeah, and they actually they knew it was expensive to work with me, so they were like getting some money on the side for several months, and then boom, one day they call you, I'm ready, and it's like, oh, the first time it happens to me, it was a German woman, and it was like, oh my God, somebody in Germany, actually saved money for months to buy my offer. And I was like,
Wow.
oh, this is so incredible. I love my job. Okay, so the seventh step is automate and also optimize. And by the way, I put some actually numbers here. Imagine having a closer replacing you eventually. Like I said, it's always better to do everything by yourself first. So you master this masterclass so well that now you can teach someone else to do the same, like a spokesperson. And it can even be a closer that eventually will also meet with the same people afterward to do the follow-up call, review their homework, and bring them into, the onboarding process of your offer. And you can actually multiply those people eventually. I also put here like my 10 business development tools that I'm using to find people in my masterclass. By the way, Reboot is using your actual network. So yeah, just post in Facebook or in LinkedIn, boom. And then, but eventually you will post, you can actually do the same post like every 2 weeks or once a month. It will works. Some months it will work less, some other months more. And eventually maybe it will stop working, but that's okay because it's people who are already following you. And like on Facebook, your personal page, you only have like a maximum of 5,000 people following you. So maybe you can start doing some outbound automation with LinkedIn. It can be also posting in groups, other people groups. There are so many, I see that all the time. I can give you a list of 100 groups where you can post for free. Okay, so use those lists and post your offer. You can also do JVs, partners, like we're doing today. And ads working too. Networking, PR, even like I have a lot of people who are part of BNI, for example. Why not? A lot of service providers are using, this networking group, and it works super well for them. Sponsorship group, like school Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups. Like I said, it can be like paid or free groups. Email marketing, if you already have a bunch of emails on different platforms, like put all of them together in HighLevel and bring people in your mastermind. It can be also organic, like I said before, like right now the big thing is creating reels, in loops with a little explanation at the end. And then you can actually ask people to just put a certain word like masterclass in comments. And then boom, you have your HighLevel automated system that will answer to them and bring them into the questionnaire and finally into the masterclass. So like I said at the beginning, I think, I used to pay like 1,500 per month to automate my entire business. And now someone can reduce all of this for just the first level of HighLevel. It's just incredible, by the way. So
Yeah,
what you guys created and
absolutely.
made possible.
Absolutely. So, when it comes to refueling the ecosystem, so let's say this month I do a master class, how long should I just continue doing something like that? Is it every month? Is it every week? Is it every day that you're doing a master class? Like, what's the scheduling rhythm?
It depends on your actually leads attraction system. If you really have a good lead attraction system and you can fill a room of 15, 25 people every week, do it every weeks. But if you're just starting though, maybe once a month could be a good timing.
Got it.
And you can also test a few hook for the same masterclass. And what I realized is some people will actually watch my masterclass more than once. It's like a old good movie. How many times did you saw Grease? And so it's the same. So you can use the same hook, like different hook to see which one works best, every month or every week. So every 2 weeks can be good. The only thing though is if you're attracting, like if you have 25 people, it's a full room, is sold out. You have to think that you will have to meet those people afterward.
Got it.
And I always start by doing like once every 2 weeks and then meet people for 1 hour. And when I see that my masterclass is going well and my sales process is also very good, I know exactly what to look at during the follow-up meeting. What I love to do is I'm reducing the meetings to 30 minutes instead. Okay, so it will not take my entire week to meet, like the group of people. So I can actually maybe reserve just 2 days in my week and meet people for 30 minutes.
Hmm. So you're meeting
Because
with
what
these people after they've attended, not before.
yes, after I love to, and when sometimes I have people upping in my schedule out of nowhere. They find like a calendar somewhere, and and they up in my schedule, and I'm like, hey, who are you? And I will always ask them, hey, by the way, here my masterclass, like the last version that I recorded. Maybe you could just, if you can take the time to look at it, it would be nice before our meeting.
Mm,
And
got
if they didn't saw the masterclass, I will rebook later. Like the
gotcha.
masterclass became for me like a business
Like a
card,
like a
like,
gateway, like a gateway.
yeah, exactly. Because I realized that the masterclass was doing like 80, 90% of the job on the sales process.
Mm. So are you charging for the master class or is it free?
No, I'm not charging, but I could charge. I should charge. It's a different approach. You can charge for it. You can charge because it will again select the people that are already, if you have, I would charge if, you have maybe already like a group, like a free group,
Yeah, yeah.
or like
Or
a
audience,
good,
yeah,
like a good audience, an active audience, or an active email list. Yeah, you can charge $10 or you can charge $97.
yeah,
You can even charge $200 depending on what kind of, you know, um, insights you want to share.
yeah. Yeah, we've from a software standpoint, we've seen people charge, $97 to $200 for educational formats like a master
Mhm.
class, a webinar, and even a event, and it'll come with like a trial. Well, but it's a paid trial because it's baked into the ticket pricing and they get access. So then all of a sudden, if they jump into that ticket, they have access to the platform that you're going to basically use. Typically, obviously, it's HighLevel, but they basically feel like they're getting a free HighLevel account if they jump into the event. And but it's
Yes,
a paid trial, but it's a paid trial essentially for 2 weeks or 30 days, and then you can move them into an actual formidable offer essentially.
it's a really good approach. I would test both of them. Because anyway, like I said, you have to do it live like a few times, test it at different pricing, test it with different audiences, with different hook. And then you have to find the sweet spot, like what's working for you. But definitely, a paid list, it's always, a list that will actually eventually purchase a lot more than a free people who just got free stuff from you so
Yeah,
far.
absolutely. So what else? What else do we need to learn about, closing over 50 to 30, 300K with educational offers?
That's about it. It's that
Okay.
simple.
I love
It's
it.
that simple. Like a post, bring and by the way, like I said, I'm not creating like a go to webinar, super complicated like funnel and a complicated webinar funnel and everything. No, it's like it's a simple conversation in between, like here a post, boom, I'm interested, little conversation after. Oh, by the way, do you mind if I ask you a few questions just to make sure that we're a good fit, you and I?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it allows me to know the people. Oh, by the way, I'm also offering like a follow-up session. Let's book it right now, right away.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
person says yes. And then you reconfirm with them. Oh, hey, by
Yeah.
the way, it's in 2 days. Are you sure you would be there? Because as you know, it's only 25, seats, virtual
Yeah.
seats. So I want to make sure that everyone
Yeah.
is there. There will be no replays available.
Yeah.
No replays is very exclusive. I will give like, wow, incredible insights. Okay, it's not a webinar, it's really like a training. I should actually charge for it, but you have it for free. So are you there? Yes. Okay, confirming. And by the way, if you change your mind, please tell us 48 hours in advance so we will be able to fill your seat. And just by doing that, by the way, this little like, hey, casual confirmation, it works. People are showing up because they gave us their words, you
Yeah.
know?
Can
And
you?
anyway, this is the kind of client we want. We want client we can trust.
They're engaged at least in the process.
Yeah, they engage, they actually reserve a time in their schedule, they show up, they do the work, and then we meet them afterward. And what I love about this approach is, like I said, because the anterior approach is kind of already doing the job, the selling job. Often I will just talk 20 minutes with people and they're purchasing a
Mm,
25K offer. That's
mhm.
crazy, right?
Yeah. Well, I think what the interesting part for me is the the ability to create a culture in that environment, right? That is really cool because if you can do
Mm,
that, you could, essentially do any kind of sale or any kind of thing for a long time to come with that audience, right? So
yeah.
it allows you as a brand to build literally a full network of very hot audience and hot leads. They're not just there to just be entertained. They're there to be educated, but most
No.
importantly, like change something about their business.
Because for many years, the goal was to bring in like as much leads as possible and create a big machine and have 1 million followers and sell them like a $15 thing. And
Yeah,
who,
this is a
you know,
conversion driven
yeah.
experience.
And actually, people look at all the first class VIP 5 stars experience. People love to feel and experience, feel valued, feel listened to, feel viewed,
Yeah,
and feel connected to you and to other people like them. And this is actually, that was the sparkle, that actually activated that idea of creating first class masterclass. Like I said at the beginning of our conversation, I was just annoyed by the fact that I would spend so much money on ads and get those 100 people in front of me. And sometimes it was 300, or sometimes it was 1,000 people, like all live. I was just seeing myself, like talking with my little PowerPoint. And I was seeing like a bunch of comments passing like this. And I was like, this is so, I
it's
feel like super far from them. Yes, eventually some of those people I will meet, or they will become clients, but the rest, like the 90%, are just people that I saw their name pass super fast, like in the comments. And I was thinking, and what if I could give a lot more, but just to the people really, really, really interested?
yeah,
So
it's
I
really
kind of
interesting.
switched. Hmm?
It's really interesting. Can you, if you don't mind, can you, as we kind of wrap up the masterclass, can you review the 7 steps real quick? Just breeze through. I'm taking notes, and I know other people are as well. If you can just read out step 1 and go all the way down, just to
There we
kind
go.
of bring it all together as a full conversation.
And by the way, if people are getting the trial and the snapshot, I can also provide this little presentation.
Yeah,
So I have a lot of, like case studies under it that I even have like scripts, forms. I'm showing how to identify people under 6 figure, like how can we know someone is really making money or not? You know,
yeah,
like all the scripts also like in LinkedIn and that I'm using to bring people in. Okay, so there is a lot of good thing in there. So let's come back to the 7th step. Okay.
yeah,
Exclusivity is the key. Okay. So you
yeah,
want to just share something in social media or your email list and say, hey, I'm doing this exclusive presentation. Do you want to join me? Yes or no? Ask for the interest first. After that, you want to be selective and make sure to ask questions to those people. I think I have under at the bottom of this page, like the kind of questions that I am asking.
yeah,
Okay, so it can actually be used or, be as a referral. After we confirm the commitment, super important, and we book the strategy or follow-up calls, before the masterclass. Super important.
So you
You
book the
really want,
strategy calls before, but the scheduling is booked
the
for
scheduling is
after.
after.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
I love to, by the way, I love to do my masterclasses on Thursday. Okay, I don't know why it's Thursdays, and depending on if you are aiming for Pacific or Eastern time, so it can be in the afternoon or like a few years back, I did a masterclass at 8 a.m. Eastern time Friday. and and this masterclass, I had actually less people who showed up that I was expecting, but it was good because I knew that if people would woke up in Pacific time to attend, they wanted to learn very badly what I had to offer. And this specific masterclass actually brought for me my first, six-figure day in sales because it was very specific, and I wanted just to have like the real business owners already,
Yeah.
active in the morning on Friday morning,
Yeah.
willing to attend a masterclass. So, oh, and by the way, Sisa, if I'm doing a masterclass on the Thursday, maybe 11, 12, or maybe 1 p.m., what I will do is I will book a few strategy session after the masterclass, and then during the Friday day and Monday. I never work during the weekend.
Got it. So then
Okay.
personalize the presentation to the audience, right?
Absolutely. Personalize the presentation. Make sure to call people by their name and actually share some of insight you already know about them. For an example, in a place and during my masterclass, I'm talking about the fact that as a successful business owner, you can maybe travel more and decide to work from. And then one day, someone told me in their forms that their dream was to actually work from Tahiti. So during the masterclass, I said, if you're dreaming to travel, like Laura, who is dreaming to go and work in Tahiti. So the person was like, yay, that's me. So she was super happy. I actually called her name and she said, yeah, that's true. And it actually, and everybody were kind of thrilled, about this idea of her reaching her goals.
And you're getting these data points with your strategy calls, and then you take the information and you customize the presentation for that masterclass based on the findings you have from the strategy calls.
No, actually, I'm getting the insights about the people with my questionnaire before
Oh,
the
got it.
masterclass.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Yeah.
It's because I'm asking them like it's three questions, but sometimes people will answer those quick questions with, Roman. They will give me a lot of insights.
Gotcha. And what are those three questions?
Okay, my own questions is I'm asking them, and by the way, it's because I have three questions per questions. So I kind of have more than, three questions, but I'm asking them, what is your
So there's
actual
three
revenue?
portions to each question. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I will put like different phrase one after the other for one questions.
Oh,
And then
got it. Got it.
after, like for an example, talk to me about your offer and who you're targeting with your offer. So actually in the same questions,
Like
they
three
have, and
portions.
I will ask also, and talk to me about your offer, the pricing of your offer, and the person you're targeting with your offer.
Oh,
So it's
got
like
it. Got
three
it.
questions in one.
Yeah, but you're just consolidating so they feel like it's only three total questions.
Exactly.
Got it.
And
Interesting.
so people will write a lot. Oh, I'm offering this at that price, offering this at that price. I'm offering that. And also I'm targeting this person and blah, 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 blah. So because it's three questions at the beginning, they will actually expand the information a lot. And I will ask them also what I want to know always for me, for the offer that I'm actually selling is I want to know where the person is right now and where they want to go. So I have to know about who they are targeting right now, what kind of offer they have, what kind of pricing they are requesting, and what is their main struggle to attract more clients, more leads, or to scale their business. So this is mainly what I want to know. So I can use that information during my presentation.
Gotcha. Got it. That makes sense. And then step six is obviously positioning the offer to be the natural solution, and step seven is to being creative on automations across the board.
And sometimes I'm even going a little bit off script and kind of creating like a little hot seat super fast, like a 5 minutes hot seat about something very specific.
Gotcha.
Like for an example, I will during my presentation, I'm talking about the fact that a lot of offers are too broad. So it means that you cannot actually hire your pricing. It's like a little bit like the restaurant. You know, you have the Chinese buffet that you are expecting to be super cheap, and you have the steakhouse. It's super
Yeah.
specific and it's more like precise, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
And so I will maybe tell, by the way, like this person have this offer. What what do you think your offer is? Is a more like a steakhouse or it's more like the Chinese restaurant? And the person will answer, and I will tell them, what could you do like instead? So
Yeah.
it's kind of a hot seat. So
Yeah.
people see me in action, like improving an offer.
Okay. I think that's a very, very insightful because it's really business coaching. They're learning a lot during the master class, whether they buy or not. So they
Yeah.
obviously consider you to be an expert in that moment. So even if you follow up with them or have a strategy session one-on-one, I can see how this closes at a much higher
Oh,
level.
and you know what? One day something incredible happened. I have been giving this masterclass for a while, and this example of restaurant, I kind of invited them, and what happened is one day I received like new clients that so I had like a strategy call with her, and she
Yeah,
didn't start that masterclass.
you can stop sharing your screen and we can
Oh yeah, sure.
conversate.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the only thing that I needed to share was like the what's included in the snapshot.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, we can come back to it.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so imagine that client, she's a new client. She saw me on stage. Okay, so she didn't saw my masterclass. So she saw me on stage. We're having the strategy call together, and she wants to purchase. But before the strategy call, I go on her website, and then and then I'm kind of looking around, what she's offering, who's she's targeting, and then I arrive in the about section, and I see a quote, like in big quote, and it's like, and she's saying, my goal right now in my business is to scale it, and I really want to transform, like the and she actually gave my restaurant example, and that she want now this 5-star business. And I was like, that's an insert from my presentation. So then we opened the chat, and I'm like, hey, did you saw my masterclass? And she said, no, no, the first time I saw you was on the stage. And I was like, yeah, but you kind of have a part of my presentation on your website. And she said, yeah, it's one of my friends. She said that she attended a masterclass and she learned so much. And she learned this thing that she shared with me. And I thought it was so good. I put it on my website. I was like, oh my God, it's like a double impact.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's nice, like creating a presentation where someone share it with someone else, and then I
Yeah.
saw it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
That is pretty cool. So as we kind of close out the masterclass strategy, so we really talked about, you know, several steps and structures you have to have high ticket environment and using really educational formats to convert people over. So Dominique, I know you're part of the HighLevel family. You have snapshots and all kinds of cool things that you're giving away. If those of you that are watching, if you're not on HighLevel, if you jump into the trial, you'll be able to get all these things for completely free. So, Dominique, can you help us understand what's included in the snapshot? What is a snapshot to begin with?
Yeah, what is a snapshot? Yeah, that's true that if someone never actually heard that word, it's kind of normal. Okay, a snapshot actually is because when you're opening the first for the first time HighLevel, I have HighLevel here. You know, you don't have all those opportunities or all those funnels built for you. You have actually templates that are there that you can use. But a snapshot is I created myself, you know, a lot of templates and also workflows, automation, uh, courses, SOPs, email sequences. And what I did, I put all of this in HighLevel. And when you are actually starting your 30-day trial, you know, with actually my affiliate link, what is cool is I can actually transfer all of this package of creation are all done, you know, already done to you.
Into
So
your
now
account.
you open
Yeah.
your own, you know, HighLevel, and you have already everything you need to start attracting, you know,
Which
first
is
class
which is
clients.
basically years of automations that you have built up
Oh
over
yeah,
time that's just
took
being
us
transferred.
a long time to
Yeah.
create all of that. And it's years of testing things, also years of because like just the sequence I just taught you, I tried a lot of stuff. You know, I tried to sell during the masterclass. I tried to not confirm people. I tried to, and actually the sequence, if you want the same stats that I shared, you need to follow the sequence that I said, because I tried it all. And there's sometimes it's subtle, like subtle changes. Oh, it's not working the same, you know?
Yeah.
So
I
we
love
all
it.
implemented.
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
How we all implemented what you need, you know, to actually create masterclasses and follow up with your leads inside of a snapshot that usually I will only give my clients, and you know how much I charge. So usually is only my paid clients that will get, you know, the what I'm giving today.
Okay, awesome. You can stop sharing. If you want to take advantage of that, there are links in the description and the comments, and you can jump into it and you'll get affiliated under Dominic as well, where she may have, even additional resources that she
Mhm.
may provide and spend some time with you as one of her students, essentially. But Dominic, I am so excited to go back to the table. It's funny that we did a master class on how to do master classes today. And
That's true,
we
right?
did it in the high level masterclass segment, and we learned a lot about high ticket sales, high ticket environment, and some of the details that go through it. What are some final thoughts you have as we close out?
What I love about those masterclass, and you know, high paying clients, like I said, they are very aware of what they need and they are already looking for their next investment. And what is great with masterclasses like that is it's quicker. You don't need to do like a 2-hour masterclass like I'm doing, depending on who you're serving, because usually more people will spend on an offer and less time they have to buy it. You know, they're like, they know what they want. They just want to make sure that you're the good fit with them. So this is what is great is it gives you the opportunity. Also, this format gives you the opportunity to talk to your ideal clients every week. Ask them the questions, see the answers, and actually provide eventually the best masterclass, you know, that you can provide that will attract the kind of clients who want to work with.
Right. I love it. And when do you get to a point where you're like, you know what? It's time to hire a closer or hire a webinar person? Like, when do you make that transition? At what stage?
I made the transition with a setter very, very fast. The moment that I nailed down my script is like the moment you're doing it like for a week or two. And I think it's what is his name again? Um, um, I heard someone says that you have to be willing to do something 100 times. And I thought, yeah, why not? You know, take 100 calls, create like 100 masterclass. That's a lot. But eventually, if you reaching out to 100 people on social media, yeah, you will know your script super well and you will have enough stats to know if it's working or not. And after that, you can go on, I'm using, by the way, LinkedIn to find people. Yeah, you target like a city, like you can even target like city in the United States or city outside where you know, like for an example, like in Pakistan, there's a lot of like setters that working there, or even like in South
Mm,
America. Your
yeah,
target like with an ads on LinkedIn, so you can already reach out to people that are serious, and you put everything in English. So you make sure that the person is very good with English, even if it's not their primary language, and
sure.
you can find someone that you will cost you like not a lot, but will reach out to you and bring people in the masterclass.
Yeah,
And
I
I
love that.
would actually put a closer on the calls once you have at least maybe 10 cells. So now that you know that it's selling, you know that the masterclass is working, you know that sales are going well, now you can start training someone. But I have to say something here. A lot of people think that they will remove themselves and put a closer and they will like sell like crazy, without you.
Yeah,
That's not how it works. At first, you have to do the sales yourself with the person on your side, just here outside of the camera. And then eventually this person replace you, and then you put yourself outside of the camera, but you're still there. And you have to train this person. And when this person now have the same conversion rate that you have, now you can go on a vacation 1 month on the beach.
and be more flexible. Well, thank you again for saying yes to us. We did an incredible masterclass on closing high ticket deals with educational offers at the end of the day. Hopefully, this helped. As a gratitude and thank you, put a one in the comment or tell us what city and state you're checking in from, or you watched it on replay wherever. But either way, we appreciate you. There is a link in the description to jump into a trial under Dominique, and she'll give you all the resources that she mentioned here in the masterclass as well. But either way, thank you and bye for now.